Hello, everyone, and welcome to edition number 49 of Klugula Reads His Klassics. If you've been following along for the past couple of days, you'll know that we are continuing into the saga that is George, Frank, and Liza, a series of tales I wrote at age 16. And so we've gone all the way through chapter 7. Today we will hit another 4 chapters, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then tomorrow the saga will find completion. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into it. This is the next chapter. George, Frank, and Liza, Part 8. George comes forth from the closet because he has sensed that it is Part 8. George is in the closet. Frank is at the door with Liza on his left side because she wants to stand next to the furnace that is hot and steamy and burning and stuff like that. They have opened the door because the doorbell rang, and they usually answer the door when the doorbell rings. Candace and Mary are not at the door. The police peoples are standing in the doorway because they got scared because the coffee shop was attacked by the notorious biker gang, God's Helpers. They are mean like George, the one in the closet. They are Catholic like Liza's parents, who are Catholic. Frank and Liza are at the door with the polices, who are at the door. What will happen when George comes out of the closet that he is hiding in, because if the police persons find him, he will be in trouble because he shouldn't be there, because he is one of the bad, hiding, unemployed, cooking, grotesque, hungry, walking, living dead. The end of Part 8. George, Frank, and Liza, Part 9. Alfred and Ruby are friends with Mona. Alfred is Frank's brother because Frank was born, and then Frank's parents were naughty like Frank is with Liza, and then Alfred was made when their parents were naughty. Alfred lives in Taiwan and works for a second-hand for watches company. He is the one on the assembly line who bends it correctly to fit the style of the watch, because watches have different styles and stuff, and they are really outrageous these days because times are changing, because it's the 90s now, and those were the days. Alfred is coming home soon because the war is over, and George is coming out of the closet about his eating problem, and Frank and Liza are being naughty, and later on they will have some chili because they are hungry. Frank and Liza and George, the strange, bad, hiding, unemployed, cooking, grotesque, hungry, walking, living dead, because he is, are going to not be in the story for a while, because the story will concentrate on Alfred, his imaginary friend Ruby, and her imaginary friend Mona. The end of Part 9. George, Frank, and Liza, Part 10. Alfred lives in Taiwan because he moved there when he was tired, because he was naughty, because he had a water gun fight with his imaginary friend Ruby and her imaginary friend Mona, and he got all wet because he got wet. Frank and Liza aren't in this part because they are tired and are being naughty at Frank's house, so they aren't here now. George either. Alfred just went off work, or just got off work, and so he is tired too because he just got off work and so he is tired. He's going home because he has to talk to his best friend, Ruby, and if he does it in the public, people look at him because he is strange and looks funny and silly talking to Ruby, because George is one of the hideous, strange, bad, hiding, unemployed, cooking, grotesque, hungry, walking, living dead. Frank and Liza are in trouble because George is coming toward them, and he is hungry for human flesh, because he is. Frank and Liza hath beginned to run for their very lives from to escape death by dinner. Frank is pleading with George to take some chili because it is more tastier. Will Frank and Liza, the hero and heroine of this exciting story, survive George's wrath of revenge and stuff? Will Alfred, Ruby, and Mona be all right? The end of Part 10. And now our final installment for today. There are 3 more tomorrow, so fret none. George, Frank, and Liza, Part 11. Is it over yet? Alfred is on his way home with Mona and Ruby because Frank called him to come and help along with his army of Jello men. Alfred is on his way. Frank and Liza are in trouble like before because George is one of the threatening, hideous, strange, bad, hiding, unemployed, cooking, grotesque, hungry, walking, living dead. Mary and Candace are scared because they went to meet Frank and Liza at Joe's on 45th and a half Street, but they weren't there because George is stalking them like Kleenex on the wind. Alfred has arrived 2 minutes ago, and he is on his way to George's house, his brother's old friend, because George's house is Frank and Liza's house. Apparently that was some big revelation that all the readers were wondering about. George is home because he hath left home to get some chili, because that's it. George is home forever. The end of Part 11, and the end of the whole thing, unless the largely successful author decides to make more. Maybe he will. He probably will. Now, there is a notation in different handwriting and different ink, and I know for certain that this is my friend Monique's handwriting. So she put a notation of, after the maybe he will, he probably will, there's a little notation of he won't. So that tells you how excited my friends were in the lunchroom each day for these continuing tales. So tomorrow we will finish it out. 3 more tales from the George, Frank, and Liza universe. So I hope you come back. Until then, you can subscribe below, you can comment, like, share, all that good stuff. And I will leave you with the usual quadruple S. Stay safe, stay secure, stay smart, stay well stocked. Bye, guys.